What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and today I wanted to talk more about Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So we don't have any new crazy gameplay or information or anything like that, although I do expect that pretty soon. We did get a 12 or 13 minute interview with the CEO of Activision, Eric Hirshberg, and he kind of talked about Sledgehammer and what he thinks of them, where he thinks it's going to go, and just kind of the direction they're taking with this next Call of Duty. And I found it kind of interesting, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So anyway, Sledgehammer, if you guys don't know, where that studio came from, it was formed by Glenn Schofield and Michael Condrey back in 2009, and those two guys were the guys that brought us Dead Space, which is arguably one of the best narrative and kind of, story-driven games of all time. So I would really expect the single player of Call of Duty this year to be out of this world. But anyway, back in 2009, when they formed Sledgehammer, they proposed to Activision this idea that they would attempt to replicate their success with Dead Space by making a third-person Call of Duty spin-off. And it was accepted, and so they were working on that thing for 8 months, and they had a 15-minute playable, kind of demo type thing. And according to Hirshberg, it was pretty cool. He liked it, but unfortunately, they were never able to finish it because that's right when the big fiasco with Infinity Ward happened with Jason West and Vince Zampella, and there was a big lawsuit and all that stuff. And it left IW with about half staff and only 20 months to make Modern Warfare 3 versus having a full staff in about 3 to 5 years. So, obviously they were in crunch time there. That was a really, kind of unfortunate thing to happen. So Sledgehammer was forced to stop production on their game out of necessity to get Modern Warfare 3 to the public in that amount of time. So, yeah, I don't know, a third-person action adventure Call of Duty game, that'd be awesome if they could finish that sometime in the future, although it's pretty unlikely. But anyway, Hirshberg had some great things to say about Sledge just in general. They said that it's a new team that they've built from the ground up to be a AAA studio to contribute to Call of Duty. There's a lot of, great talent on that team. And he said that, because they co-developed Modern Warfare 3 with Infinity Ward, they kind of, cut their teeth into the franchise. They got to, see what it's all about and help develop for it. But then also, they bring a fresh set of eyes and a fresh set of ideas. It's not like they're Infinity Ward or Treyarch who've been working on this series since the beginning of time. This is their first game technically. So they're really, coming in with some fresh ideas and kind of a new perspective on everything, which is what he's excited about. It should make this year's Call of Duty a lot more groundbreaking and a lot more innovative than it has been in the past. They're really kind of experimenting a lot more because of that, and that's a great thing. A lot of the naysayers of Call of Duty always say, oh, it's just the same thing reskinned and, adding in a couple of features. Well, I think this year is the year where they blow the top of everything, and it's really a lot different, as we've seen from the trailers and the screenshots so far. But anyway, moving on, he was asked, it's been Treyarch and IW for so long, it seems like the 2-year dev cycle works for Call of Duty. Why change it? And he replied, this is not the decision you would make if your goal was to simply manage this year's P&L, which is a profit and loss statement, basically how much money a business makes or doesn't make. This is a decision you make if you believe the best way to safeguard the health of the franchise is creative excellency each and every time. The third year really just allows more time to iterate, more time to innovate, and more time to polish. They've got levels that have been in existence for a year and a half. They've been iterating and iterating and iterating and polishing on these things to where I think you're really going to feel it in the finished product. So that's one of the biggest things about this game, guys, and that's where I think it's going to make for an amazing, amazing game. First of all, the next-gen hardware is already out. They already know what they're working with, and they're making it for that and then porting it down to everything else. Last year, they were simultaneously making it for 6 different, platforms. It was absolutely amazing what they were able to do with Ghost in that amount of time. This year, they know exactly what they're working with, and then on top of that, it's the longest they've ever had to work on the game. I'm sure this has been in the backs of people's heads for at least 4 years now, and they've been working on it for, at least 3, or they will have by the time the game comes out. So, this thing, I honestly think they're going to be able to make it excellent. And he even said in this interview that this 3-year cycle is not about creating even more content, but rather perfecting what is already there, in terms of the single player, the multiplayer, and then the co-op modes. So, they're not trying to, completely groundbreak, bring a bunch of new stuff in. They're going to, perfect and innovate on what's already there and what already works, and they're not going to try to do too much, which is also a very good thing. And the next question he had is, the 3-year cycle is great for the devs, but will players see a difference as well? And he said, of course, obviously. So there's going to be a big step change in the graphics, there's going to be a big change in the level of polish, and there's going to be a big change in the innovation and creative risk. He said that, the same basic set of mechanics has been in Call of Duty since the beginning. You know, they've always kind of been the same. And this game will be the first one where the controls, like the literal buttons that you can press, have new capabilities that are remarkably different for the first time ever. So, you know, again, like I think this game is, you know, I think it's going to be amazing, first of all, but then, you know, like I've been saying, I think this is going to be the one that kind of proves all those naysayers wrong, and it's really, you know, changed. It's not just a reskin, you know, updated, few new features Call of Duty. It's something that's entirely different. And we'll have to see how that works out. You know, it's a balancing act. You know, you want to have the same old Call of Duty that everybody loves, but you also want to add new stuff in. You don't want to overdo it. So I'm excited to see what they can do. And he just kind of ended out with a few quotes here I thought were pretty cool. He said, I think Sledgehammer does storytelling and big impact cinematic moments, as indicated by their name, you know, Sledgehammer, better than anybody else. They're bringing some pretty big experiments to the core mechanics that will affect multiplayer and really every mode of the game. You know, with this iteration, we're biased towards turning the dials a bit more than usual. There are going to be new mechanics, new ideas, new narratives, new characters, and new worlds in the game. And then finally, I think experimenting with the core mechanics is going to be a lot of fun for players. You know, giving your character more power, more lethality, and more of a sense of capability than ever before is what truly feels different about this game. So, yeah, there you guys have it. I thought it was pretty cool to kind of see, you know, where Sledgehammer came from and kind of, you know, some of the ideas that they have behind this game. Like, you know, again, like I've been saying, I think the idea behind this Call of Duty is to really, really switch it up. You know, as we've seen with the exoskeleton suits and the potential, you know, power weapons, the potential, you know, super jumping, wall running type stuff. Like, I think it's going to be pretty cool, and I hope that it's kind of well balanced, you know, a mix between the old Call of Duty we all know and love, as well as this kind of, you know, new groundbreaking innovation that we've been yearning for a couple of years now. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about Advanced Warfare. How are you feeling so far? Are you, you know, more excited, less excited about this game than you have been about Call of Duty games in the past? I'd be interested to see where you guys stand at this point in time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Check out one of the YouTube videos you've seen yet. Got a bunch of great videos coming soon. Peace out, guys.